ciao, welcome back to Matchday Report, late as always. So, P&E vs Southampton at home on a Wednesday night was a game that had a bit of talk around it based on the opponent being freshly relegated from the Premier League. We all know what happened the last time we played someone that was freshly relegated. However, the difference was Southampton weren't a team that were in form winning every single game they played. They were a more plausible opponent, and for how things stood, the game was fine, I think. It was one of our better looking performances, but at the same time, there's still a little bit to take away from it. So let's go over this. So obviously, we had 11 shots out of 13, both 5 on target. They had more possession as expected. And that's where a lot of our games normally tend to come from in terms of when we do get a result, is when we have less possession. We're a team that plays better out of possession for whatever reason, but if it works, it works. I won't complain. So yeah, the attacking display were a lot better. We didn't seem to have one good half and one bad half like we always do. Rather, we instead seemed to have 2 decent halves for a change, which was refreshing. But as you can see, our 2 goals came from the second half, basically 3 minutes apart. Well, not basically, exactly 3 minutes apart. And they scored theirs in the first, and the game would have remained 2-1 at full time if not for a very, very unlucky moment in the last minute. Now, of course, there was a lot of controversy from this game because there were 2 shots for handball, both of which were denied. The first one, a bit soft. Second one, absolutely a handball. If I can find it. This one is a bit of a handball. It comes off the wrist. But you can see this one being more like lenient, I suppose. Hands, not exactly unnatural. Does the referee get a good look at this? Yeah, he gets a decent look at that. But this is the obvious one that has been sending people fucking wild. The ball comes off the keeper's foot and into a hand. Definitely unnatural position. Bro is like a starfish. And he just palms it away out of the net. His hand's not there. That's a goal. Denied of a penalty twice, but more or less once, because I don't really think the first one would have gone down as a handball regardless of the referee being good or not. Of course, the referee we was given, being Simpson, was awful. He's awful every time he refs us, and it's never going to change. I think his name is Jeremy Simpson or something like that. But anyways, as it stands, we're now 4th. We could have been 3rd ahead of Leeds provided we won the game, but is what it is. Now then, play ratings. Woodman a 6. Not much he could do about either goal. Made his fair share of straightforward saves over the course of the game. Potts an 8. Turned it around on the second half and scored a brilliant goal. Ran himself into the ground. Horrible moment of misfortune with the last gasp on goal. It was Evans who scored the own goal, not Potts. So I don't know where they're getting that from. Story is 7. Steady performance against a dangerous front line. Defended his box, didn't do a great deal wrong. Tad rushed in possession on occasions. Lindsay at 7 played a big part in keeping Adams and Armstrong quiet for large parts of the game. Committed spirit shift in the heart of defence. Couldn't get his head on the ball for the equaliser and likely blinded Potts. Interesting, right? Okay, based on what they're saying here about the last minute goal, I might actually have to run this back and take a look. St Gregory a 7, slotted in at left back with Ryan Lott opting for a back 4, pushed in an assured performance on the whole and a definite improvement on recent displays. Whiteman a 7, set some quality into the box from set pieces and was disciplined in his midfield work. Brown an 8, set the tone early doors with his energy and intensity, put in a solid shift on his return to the team. I agree fully. Holmes a 7, operated out on the right, was lively once again, had a couple of runs at the defence and got into some promising areas. No. Mads a 6, made up weight at half time, having drifted in and out of the game but worked hard. Picked some passes out, found himself in decent positions. Okie dokie. Miller a 7.5, okay. Was a threat all night with his direct dribbling and speed. Didn't always come off for him, but he kept trying. Had a chance to find Osmajic with a low cross at 2-1. So it goes out. Walker Peters skipped inside him for the opener. Yeah, I agree. Like Miller did well. This is proof that we should be starting Miller over Brady. I'm not going to continue to say it. Neither will the rest of the internet. But yeah, there's levels to the game, and Miller's just on that level. If anything, sometimes I wish we used all our money to sign Miller permanently over Osmajic, but still early doors for them both, I suppose. But yeah, you can see with the ground that Miller covers and the kind of challenges he takes on, it's just miles ahead of Brady. Will Keane is 6.5. 81. Your routine. Right. Worked tirelessly off the ball, so goal bound shot blocked on the line by Walker Peters' hand late in the first half. Slotted into the number 10 role when Osmajic came on and did fine. Okay, so the handball was the first half. Yeah, interesting. It was the first half. But yeah. Osmajic 8.5, thunderous equalising goal and delicate assist for Potts helped Preston turn the game on its head in the space of 3 minutes and should take great confidence from it, and I hope he does. Now this will be the subs. Evans is 6, introduced final 20, closed down defenders, didn't see a great deal of the ball. I think even the posters got Evans and Potts confused for this finale. Lidson is 6, brought on with 5 minutes of normal time left, agonisingly close to helping see the 3 points home. Oh, and that were it. Yeah, I'm going to try and get to the bottom of this then. Hopefully this doesn't get the video taken down. We all thought it came off the keeper at first, so it might have come off the keeper and then off of Evans. Oh yeah, keeper's definitely got a touch to it. Yeah, keeper's got a touch to it and it's flicked onto Evans' head quite unfortunately and has gone into the back of the net. Very unfortunate. Lindsay blinding Potts. That's Story, that's Lindsay. Yeah, Lindsay's gone in for it, so Potts can't. You could argue that Potts could have gotten to it and the game could have been a different outcome, but it is what it is. We've got to live with it. Ryan Law's thoughts on the game. On enjoying the courage shown by his team, I did, and I said to the players before the game, we get them together, and I said, look, I'll stand by you 24/7 every day of the week as good footballers, but I just want you to show a bit more heart. We've got lads who show heart every day. We've got lads who show heart in a different way. We've got lads who put tackles in every day in training, and we've got lads who will pull out the tackles, but I just want a little bit of bravery in our tackles with and without the ball. They certainly gave us all of that and we were just undone by a late sloppy goal on our behalf, but most importantly undone by a decision which could have helped us get 3 points. I 100% agree. On Osmajic's contribution, quite a confident boy anyway. We'll still have to get young Philippe to help us with some language stuff, but once he was up there with another striker in Keane, we told him to stay in behind, and when the ball comes out he smashes those balls. He's like Reece with the way he hits them, he can't half hit them. A little deflection helped it on the way in, but a fantastic strike. He has been suffering with a sore throat, but he's a warrior and doesn't miss training or games. I mean, it's not an excuse to miss a game, is it? It was a must and a need to get another striker on the pitch. I was bringing on Woodburn at half-time to get into the 10 position, but then something just told me to change and put another striker on. Woody has been on fire in training and is just waiting for that opportunity. Interesting. Okay. On the 4-2-3-1, I think it's said that we had to adapt. We used it against Leicester, very good for 60 minutes. Then in the second half against Ipswich, we used it. We know we can get into that, and we've got cautious when it coming up against those teams with a front three. Putting their front three against off three centre-backs, it can cause problems. We just felt a change of shape, still having two holding midfielders, and then them three at the top end, we'd have one spare. So it was a man-for-man for large parts of the pitch. But we know we can adapt to teams, and let's have it right. They're a good team. They've got good footballers, and they've just come down from the PL, but it's pleasing for us to compete with these teams. On Preston not getting a penalty. Can we see the game out? Yeah, possibly. It wasn't to be, but I think we should have been 1-1 in the first half. Because we shouldn't have had a Stonewall penalty after watching it back. Should have had a Stonewall penalty, sorry. It's going in the net, and when you don't give them, we'll probably get an apology for tomorrow for that one. We've had an apology for Saturday's handball at Millwall, but I don't know. If we aren't going to get any help from anyone, we have to help ourselves. I don't like to make excuses, and I'm not looking for sorries or favours. I just want the game to be officiated properly, and don't we all? There are a couple of things that which went on and I wasn't happy about, but again, I won't be the first and last. It won't be the first and last, sorry. I've just got a good relationship with... I have a good relationship with the referee. We have a laugh and a joke, and we spoke in the summer when he sent 2 players off at Fleetwood. He did that game and he sent one of ours off and one of theirs off. I shook his hand and said, well done, but I expect an apology. He said, right Ryan, I feel if there's an apology to make, I'll make it. But it's gutting, isn't it, when you know. We've watched it back and seen it, and seen the still. The keeper saves it with his leg, it's going inside of it, and Kid uses his arm. Whether it's intentional or not, it's a handball. The keeper definitely saw it. I saw an image. The keeper's got a blindsiding look at what happened. The ref, sorry. You can't deny it. You can see the fucking ball going in the net. It's just been denied. It's the definition of piss poor refereeing. And as far as I'm aware, Simpson's from Blackpool, so says it all. On conceding so late and bouncing back, they're disappointed because they're well worthy of the points in my eyes, and probably everyone else is in the ground. When you don't get that, it's disappointing, but if you come from behind to get a point, then it's different. Listen, told them that we have to pick ourselves up because we have another game on Saturday and it's what the championship brings. Shit referees. It was a good game of football, I thought, but with both teams wanting to win, I thought we'd done enough to see it out again, but we've got to do better. On Miller's bright display, ensuring Walker Peters inside for the opener. Yeah, he was there for a reason down that side. Yeah, because Brady's shit. First off, it was wow. He was that speedy to go up against top class defender, attacking fullback in Walker Peters, just showing Liam's qualities. I thought it was a good battle between the two of them, so it was fantastic with that to show Walker Peters outside really and gamble off the cross. But Liam is not a natural defender, and I think he gets that and I think he just gets flat-footed. Yes, same with Brady. But at least Liam can attack. It's a great strike across goal on his behalf. There's no complaints on Liam, not at all. He's fantastic going the other way, fantastic defensively towards the back end. It was just that one moment of brilliance from them. When you've got a good player coming inside like that, they can use both feet, and that's certainly what he did. And on the atmosphere, the fans are brilliant. I wave my arms in the air to get them going, and they are singing songs, which they do. They've been doing it. They've been doing that, and it's a sucker punch for them. It's a sucker punch for everybody in the stadium, apart from the Saints. But look, we've got to keep doing the right things. We've been fantastic in 10 or 13. I'd probably lower that to about 8 maybe. But even in the 3 we lost, there was still some good football. The fact is, we've lost 3, but are in a good position. I have some good points on the board, and just want to continue working hard on the pitch to claim as many points as we can. And yeah, that is the aim of the sport, Ryan. But the problem is with that. It comes from this graph I'm about to show you. I do not like to use SofaScore a lot, simply because I don't agree with how they use stat padding in order to, get the fucking to give player ratings. It's very, very statty. But this is a graph that I found very, very interesting. I'm a bit too zoomed in here, and it is on momentum. Now, if you're confused at what that means, momentum is a new and unique way to follow your favourite game live. You'd think complex. So basically, at points where we have high pressure and essentially on the ball and moving forward and attempting to make goal, basically, that's what the graph represents. When it's green, it's us. When it's blue, it's Southampton. So if you look in the bottom corner down here, up until the point where we scored our second goal. Which, by the way, when we was on the ball here, you can tell we was high pressing because they weren't at all. There was nothing going on here from Southampton. It was only us. Whereas here, it's was a little bit more of a balance and bounce. As soon as we score our second goal, we have no momentum for the rest of the game. Apart from this one little spike. But I don't even know what that fucking was. But yeah, for the rest of the game, we had nothing. Zilch. And that's where we go wrong. Because we got 2-1 up, we're winning, and we decide to change the game plan. No. 2-1 is no different to 1-0. It's not the end of the game. If instead we would have continued the momentum while they were on the back foot and we had the confidence to keep going and pushing like we had done, scored 2 goals in 3 minutes and made it 3-1, possibly 4-1 and kill the game, that's when you change your plan. Because as soon as we go up in a game, what we start to do is we start to hold back and we go into defence mode. Rather than trying to get players up the pitch to help each other to score a goal, our game plan turns into everybody sit back and do as much defending as you can until they cock up so you can run forward on the counter-attack. And while it has worked for us a couple of times so far this season, and it looks like a promising method of doing things, especially when we're playing the intelligent balls forward like we have been doing, it can work. But, like I just said, 2-1 is not the death of the game. Get 2 goals ahead before you try this technique, simply because if they can pull one back, then it's all for nothing and you drop points. And that's exactly what happened with us. Fair enough, we got very unlucky in that we was denied the penalty and that we was also unfortunate enough to score an own goal. It is what it is. End of the day, if we would have killed the game off at 3-1 and the own goal still happened, we'd still have 3 points. So that is the most interesting part about that graph to me, is that we literally did nothing after we went 2-1 up. It was the reason, in all honesty, why we ended up losing points on Wednesday. Not because we didn't score any more goals or because of the own goal or the penalty. It's because we just decided to stop playing the game. We didn't kill the game off. That's why we dropped points. I mean, you can agree to disagree or all that lovely stuff, but in my opinion, we need to start killing the game before we decide to switch to defence mode, because if we keep playing normally, then yeah, fair enough, we're open for them to attack us, and that's when things can hit, that's when shit can hit the fan. But shit hasn't hit the fan yet, so that's why we go to defence mode and we think everything's hunky-dory, but it's not. And yeah, that's our biggest problem at the moment. Is apart from selection, our biggest problem is literally turning it off and allowing them to come at us. And yeah, fair enough, we can get it off them and we can sort the counter attack, but when we're not killing the game, it's completely irrelevant. So it is what it is. Learn from it. It's a mistake. Another big do at the weekend. Hull's going to be a difficult game for sure. Liam Delap seems in form, and as a player who played for us last season, I've got a funny feeling he's going to score against us. So yeah, thanks for watching. Sorry it's late again, but I shall see you all on Sunday for when we talk about the Hull game. Thank you.